check. 1, 2, 3, check.
Oh, great. What a great free labor and health support.
All right. I think we're going to start our
I appreciate the work you do here. Of course. Okay.
I think we're going to start.
All right. That's a lot of dishes.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day. 73 degrees. It's perfect. I just want to first off recognize and thank our park board members for coming out. Tyler Smith, any of our other park board members, area legislators, city council, Mayor McNamara. Thank you, Mayor, for joining us today. What people don't understand, people don't value. What people don't value, people don't protect. What people don't protect, people lose. It's up to us to make sure everyone understands the true value of parks and recreation in the Rockford Park District. We are more than just soccer games and neighborhood parks. We create millions of dollars of economic impact. We improve people's mental and physical health, which also reduces our healthcare costs in our community. We spur economic development. We increase property values, and we protect our environment through our open space. But the values that I believe that are the most important facing our society today are these. We reduce juvenile crime. We are the area's largest first-time employer. We develop future leaders. And we create unity by bringing people of every race, every background, every religion, every neighborhood together through the common love of play. At the Rockford Park District, we believe in prevention versus intervention. And we believe in recreation versus incarceration. $111,000 to house one young person in our local juvie in 1 year in our county. The things that used to make money for us don't anymore. And we continue to hold the line on property taxes now 6 years in a row. This has forced the Park District to cut services and programs, many of which impact our young people throughout Rockford. For the past 3 years, we have begged and pleaded for operational support. And ladies and gentlemen, help is on the way. A huge thank you to our representative, Maurice West. Maurice, where are you? Right in the back here. Maurice is one of our top. Oh, Maurice. You even got a shout out from the donkey, Maurice. That's how awesome you are.
That's right, he's a Democrat.
Yep. That's the donkey shout out for you, Maurice. Representative Maurice is a champion of this park district, and he has been his whole life. As a kid, growing up on our foundation, and now a representative, he was the one that got our foot in the door to receive the grant funding that we're going to talk about today. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you, Maurice. I also want to give a shout out and thank the Black Caucus in Springfield for their support and advocacy of Maurice's recommendation for the Park District. And I want to thank our new friends at the Department of Human Services. They are awesome to work with. This is the first time we've ever worked with DHS, and I think this is the first time they've ever worked with the Park District. And this is the first of a very long relationship, and our kids are going to benefit. And then finally, just a very heartfelt, special thank you. You know, they always say it starts at the top. And I want to thank the governor of our fine state, Mr. J.B. Pritzker. Governor Pritzker believes in the kids not only in Rockford, but all throughout the state of Illinois. And he's the one that kind of puts the final blessing on these grant opportunities. And we just want to say thank you to him. And Governor, you are now officially working with the best park district in the United States of America. And we are going to absolutely crush this grant opportunity and teach our communities what it means to put money into kids up front. And I just want to say on behalf of the men and women of the Rockford Park District, thank you for everything that you do. And with that said, it's my honor to introduce the governor of our fine state of Illinois, Mr. J.B. Pritzker. Governor.
Well, thank you very much, Jay, and I'm honored to be here, especially knowing that this is one of the most award-winning park districts in the entire country, one of the best in the entire country, right here in Illinois. And I'm grateful to Jen also. Thank you for leading our tour around the facility and most importantly for your leadership of everything that goes on here and providing an example, a model for so many kids who come through here. I want to say to our hosts in the political hosts anyway in the city of Rockford, our mayor Tom McNamara, our Senator Steve Stottleman, and of course Representative West. I'm really glad to spend the morning with all of you. I love Rockford. It always feels like coming home when I get here. It's very exciting to see firsthand the impact that our summer youth program is making here in the Rockford Park District, where young people are working in customer service and assisting with programming and running maintenance at the children's farm and so many other very important jobs that help keep this place going and help keep it one of the best around. From the farm animals to the full trail system, this park is an amazing part of the Rockford community in its own right. And then to pair that with opportunities for kids to launch their careers, to launch their first time jobs, well, it's frankly a whole new level of impact. For too long, meaningful human service programs like the Youth Employment Program suffered underfunding and mismanagement, as if these programs aren't the very programs that lift up our young people, our state's future, and build, of course, on an even stronger Illinois for all of us. Even in our most difficult times, prioritizing young people ought to be a no-brainer. It's often been said that a budget is a moral document that reflects our society's values. This program is a prime example of how public policy can help businesses and organizations like the Park District meet their needs by investing directly in communities that make our state stronger and giving our young people opportunities to develop essential workforce skills, earning entry-level job experience to launch their careers while helping local employers fill age-appropriate, ability-appropriate, and experience-appropriate roles. COVID-19 has completely turned the world on its head, but young people still deserve a chance to start building their futures. In fact, it's more important than ever to ensure that the most vulnerable among us don't slip through the cracks. That's why last month, my administration announced a redesigned $9.3 million COVID-19 Summer Youth Employment Program, supporting dozens of projects across some of the counties that have been hit hardest by this pandemic. Projects that, across the board, will employ thousands of young people in need of opportunities. That includes 100 jobs right here in Rockford, jobs like the summer work at the UW Health Sports Factory, as well as jobs at Lockwood Park, at Mercy Health Sports Score campuses, Nicholas Conservatory, Carlson Ice Arena, Riverview Ice House, and 5 public golf courses, jobs in park maintenance and community recreation, community service, customer service, marketing, sponsorships, and therapeutic recreation, just to name a few examples. In short, even in the midst of an extraordinarily difficult job market, this program is opening a myriad of doors for young people who need it most. The COVID-19 pandemic has shaken so many of our residents. It's changed the world as we know it, and it's carried a lot of pain with it. But it's also given us a whole bunch of reasons to hope, to look out for our neighbor and to see the best in people, and to inspire us to build a better Illinois on the other side of this. And even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, we have to continue pushing for that progress for ourselves, for our children, and for our communities. It's in the name of that better Illinois that we're here celebrating the Youth Employment Program. It's why just this morning I announced a state commitment in order to secure millions of dollars in funding for Rockford's International Airport. It's why I was over at the why I will be over at the Rockford River Valley YMCA Children's Center, and why I was there last month to announce $270 million for support for Illinois' child care providers struggling to make ends meet. This is a hugely important arena to invest in. I think many of you understand that. It's something I spent 20 years focused on, early childhood. We need to make sure that we provide for the child care needs of families all across our state. From the Department of Human Services to the Department of Transportation, I am deeply proud to lead a state government committed to being a force for good for the people of Illinois. And speaking of a force for good, I'd like to turn it over to one of the most dedicated members of the Illinois State Senate, someone who is an incessant advocate for the residents and working families of Rockford, and that's Senator Steve Stottleman. Steve?
Thank you, Governor. The governor said Rockford feels like home, and that's because he's here so often, so we certainly appreciate that, whether it's announcing money for child care or summer youth employment programs or the Rockford Airport or the number of other programs that the governor has been involved with. It shows Rockford has been a priority, and so you're always welcome and glad to see you back here. You know, this has been a great day. It's a nice summer morning. You're here with the farm animals. I can't think of a better way to start our day. But this is really an extremely important program. I think when we grew up, we can all think back of an experience when we were a youth in high school or a young adult that really shaped us. We had an opportunity to connect and have relationships with people that really kind of shaped how we thought about the world and what we want to do with our lives. And I think these are one of the perfect examples of what some of these younger people will be able to experience. Being able to connect, learn work experience and skills that can maybe prepare them for what they may want to do in the future or give them better opportunities to find those longer term employment opportunities. Or maybe they develop their soft skills and time management skills and now give them a better opportunity to do better in school. So no matter a person's path, these type of opportunities are invaluable. And so I think that's especially important these days when we want to focus on at-risk kids, lower income kids, that we try to make sure that we level the playing field to make sure all kids have these types of opportunities, especially these times when we have a renewed focus on economic equality. These types of programs, summer youth employment programs, are especially important. So, and again, as the governor mentioned, during COVID-19, a lot of these employment opportunities are very limited right now. So the fact that the state could make it a priority in its budget and offer these opportunities for our young adults and teenagers to make them have these types of job opportunities that may not be there because of this deadly virus, that's important as well. So hats off to the Rockford Park District. I can't think of a better organization to help partner with the state in trying to provide these opportunities for our young people. And again, great to be here this morning, and everybody have a great day. Maybe I should get the donkey out here to maybe introduce Representative West because he had more of an impact than I would. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Representative West.
Good morning. I am so thankful to be here, and Governor Pritzker, you are always welcome to Rockford. I can't speak for our mayor, but we might as well get you a key so that you can come anytime you want. To our Madam Secretary, Secretary Howe from DHS, and Senator Stottleman, Mayor McNamara, to all of you who are here, this is an exciting time. Jay, thank you for your leadership as well. To the commissioners of the Rockford Park District. I'm a product of the Rockford Public Schools. I went to Jefferson. So if you went to Auburn, East, or Guilford, my condolences. But I went to Jefferson, and I am a proud product of the Rockford Park District. I keenly remember valuable experiences that I've had in the Rockford Park District, within the parks, within my my church that was able to go to the parks and have memorable experiences. And one thing that I learned for myself was my own value. And we have various generations here, from baby boomers all the way down to Generation Z, and we all have our speculation of how we feel about each generation. Them kids, what's up with them? Old folks, what's up with them, right? But at the end of the day, what is the common denominator is that we all, no matter what generation we're from, we need to feel our wealth, our worth, and our value. And so this summer youth employment grant is going to help our youth to understand their worth. They're going to understand not the value of the dollar, they're going to understand the value of their dollar. They're going to understand that they have what it takes to generate some sort of income for themselves, and it's going to come through this program. More importantly for me, being my experience in career development, they're going to understand and have the wealth of knowledge and experience to get a better job when they get older, that will help them to catapult into the trades or into higher education if they so desire. But at the end of the day, it's about value and worth that we are instilling into our youth. And that's how we flank the issues that we are having. That's how we deal with crime. That's how we deal with our property tax. That's how we increase our tax levy by investing in our future, and then our future would then take care of the city and the state that we love so dearly. So once again, thank you to all of you. I'm thankful for the Rockford Park District employees and those on the front line who's going to impart into our youth. We can't do it without you. We appreciate you. And with that being said, I'm going to give it to Nikki Lynch, who is going to be running this program for the Park District. She can give you more information about what's going on. She can help you to understand what the game plan is here. And like Jay said earlier, the Park District here is going to crush it on behalf of the young people in our community. So thank you so much.
Just like everybody has said so far, I just want to say thank you again to IDHS. Jay has said it. We haven't gotten to work with them before, and it's been a great challenge and a pleasure of working with them. We're looking forward to continuing to do that. And thank you to Representative Maurice West. I've gotten to work with him in the past, and it's been amazing to be able to once again come alongside of him and continue to just do things for people in this community and for the youth in this community. And last but not least, thank you, Governor Pritzker. Thank you for making this such a priority for the youth in this area. The investment in youth is right in line with the priorities of the Rockford Park District. It's our next generation. One major role that the Park District plays in this community is first-time employers for many youth, whether it is in the summertime or even some throughout the school year. Due to COVID-19, many of our first-time initial positions we weren't able to offer this summer. Because of budgets and because of just limits, we had to put a pause on being able to even hire the amount of staff that we normally would. But due to this grant, we were able to hire in 100 staff. We, in the past month, have been inundated with applications, and there's been a group of staff that have come in and worked through and interviewed and tried to place each one of these youth in positions that they were either interested in or areas that maybe would give them additional skill development that they have not had before. Some of the youth employees actually are here today. Some that are represented are part of our Playgrounds program that works with kids in the summer camps. We have our UW Health Sports Factory, some of our staff here. We have youth sports staff that go out and they do outreach in the community and teach sports to families and kids. We have a staff here that gets to, for the first time, work with sponsorship. She's going to be doing some asset inventory for the district, which is pretty awesome. We have a staff from Washington Park Community Center and a staff from Nicholas Conservatory that is here today. Those are the tiny little bit of the 100, though, that are spread throughout this organization. And the amazing thing about it is that each one of those staff has amazing supervisors that are over them, and they also have job coaches that are over them. What I want to do right now, though, is introduce you to one of our staff. His name is Jose Padron, and he is going to give you a little bit of his background and why he works at the Park District.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jose Padron. I am an employee of the Rockford Park District, and I work at the UW Health Sports Factory. I am also a student at Rockford University, where I'm majoring in business management. I'm also proud to say that I play on the Rockford University men's volleyball team. I am very thankful for the opportunity this grant has given me. Without it, I would not have been able to work this summer due to the pandemic. So, because of this grant, I will be able to make ends meet and even pay towards my tuition at Rockford University, allowing me to continue my education and compete in the sport that I love. I spent my high school years playing volleyball at the UW Health Sports Factory, so working there is a perfect fit for me and everything rolls smoothly. I would like to say thank you to the governor and the Illinois Department of Human Services. I appreciate the work that you have done on behalf of young adults like myself, and because of this grant, I'll be able to continue my success in college. At this time, I would like to introduce Grace Ho, Secretary of IDHS, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. Thank you to our Governor, J.B. Pritzker, our honorable local officials, to our community partner, the Park District, to Jose for sharing his story with us, and to Dominique and to Douglas for spending some time with me this morning. It's such an honor to be here with all of you today. It's an honor to serve under the bold and the compassionate leadership of our Governor, J.B. Pritzker, as the Secretary of the best state agency in the country. IDHS is here with you today and is here with you every day and has dramatically increased our presence over the past several months during this health crisis. We put food on the table for hungry families, provide safe access to medical coverage for people with disabilities, older adults, family members, and we help individuals find pathways to employment and independence, and we provide quality behavioral health care to the people of Illinois. We are here for Illinois, and we have not skipped a beat in our provision of critical services during the pandemic because we know that our communities need us more than ever. So if we have quickly responded with the development of programs like this, the Summer Youth Program, our work is done through our hospitals, our offices, developmental centers, and it is done in deep partnership with over 500 community providers like the Rockford Park District all across the state. These organizations lift up Illinois' hardest hit families every single day. The governor has had unwavering support for our efforts and has inspired us to do and to be better, and I'm so proud to be a part of his team, especially at this time. On behalf of the Department of Human Services, over 13,000 people strong who make the lives of 1 in 3 people in Illinois better, it is a pleasure to join you and to see a real difference being made by the Summer Youth Employment Program. The impact is real. You can feel it here at the Rockford Park District, where young people like Jose, Dominique, and Douglas are getting firsthand real-life experience through our modernized COVID-19 Summer Youth Employment Program to help thousands of young people across Illinois secure meaningful work. I'm thrilled to be here today and see the success, and as Nikki and I talked earlier, it really is a game changer, so thank you. And at this time, I'd like to welcome back the governor to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And before I take any questions, I just do want to reiterate that and as you can imagine, the services that people need all across the state have increased substantially, and the pressure and the difficulty of delivering those services has increased substantially, and I'm just so very proud to be able to work with her. Having said that, happy to take questions from members of the media. Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you some questions about our casino. A lot of people waiting on the project right
Yes.
now. When do you think that that's going to go through? Is it still going to go through?
Yeah, so as you know, everything in state government as well as business, and I think all of our lives are significantly disrupted as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as things have gotten better in the state of Illinois, it's allowed us to free up resources to get people back to work in state government and elsewhere. IGB, the Illinois Gaming Board, is no exception. So because they've been able to get back up to work, there have been a lot of things that they needed to fill in and work on. Example being they just got up and running the sports wagering in the state, which was a difficult thing to get done, but they did, and expanded video gaming terminals in the state, another part of our capital program. And then, of course, we want very badly to make sure that our casinos get up and running. It's economic development, it's job creation, it's opportunity, and of course it's also revenue for the capital projects that we so badly need. So in terms of the Rockford Casino, very important for us to get through the process. As you know, these are complex endeavors. The application itself is 42 pages, and that's without all the dozens and dozens and dozens of addendums and additional pages that need to be part of it. And all of that needs to be reviewed, and especially And I would say this is especially important, the focus on making sure that everybody involved is completely vetted, that the people, the owners, everything, we want to make sure that we keep all of our gaming corruption free. We want to make sure that our gaming is operating in a way that everybody can be proud of. So that's why it takes a little bit of time. My anticipation is that, because of the delay and the work that's now being done to try to catch up, that certainly over the next couple of months, many of the applications that have been at the IGB for review will in fact be signed off on. I can't tell you the date of it. The IGB is an independent board. I may appoint members of it. Many of them are focused again on enforcement, on making sure that we are everything's above board and corruption free. But it's going to take them a little while to get through all these applications. I'm hopeful to get Rockford's approved, that they'll get Rockford's approved in short order. By the way, there's a bit of a deadline, just to remind everybody. In October, there's a deadline. They have to have it done by then or give some rational reason why not. And so my hope, my expectation would be that they would do that, certainly by that deadline.
Concerned at all about Wisconsin getting everything to go through first? Obviously, we're competing for taxpayers.
Yeah. No, because this will be a much better casino than anything that Wisconsin will ever put together.
Governor, how confident are you of in-person learning in Illinois schools this fall? And what's your message to parents who have kids who have been learning at home since March?
Yeah. Well, let me start with, I have my own children who are in school or will be in school. And, I'm deeply concerned to make sure that it's safe. I want to, in terms of my confidence level, look, I wake up every day since COVID-19 hit, and I look at the numbers of what's happening, the infection rates, the number of deaths in our state every single day, the number of tests that we're doing. And my confidence level changes every day as a result of that. And I watch the numbers, as I think many of us do. When we were heading toward our peak, my confidence level was low about everything. And as we came down the other side of that peak, my confidence level raised. Now that we have a massive uptick in cases all across the country, my confidence level is, challenged. And then I look at the state of Illinois, and although we've had a mild uptick, it's one that I watch every day, because anybody that knows anything about epidemics knows that when you have a mild uptick, there's an indicator you're heading the wrong direction, and it may multiply. And so we want to make sure we get a handle on that. So to parents who are contemplating school in the fall, to the school districts, we need to make sure we get the planning done, that we need the voices of parents involved in this, and that we have hybrid opportunities so that every school district has both the potential for in-person learning and the potential that there are kids that need to do e-learning, either as a result of some pre-existing condition, they have vulnerabilities, or because things get worse.
Would you send your kids to school right now, just with everything that we know?
I would never open a school district or send kids to school without masks. They have to wear face coverings. The teachers have to wear them. Everybody in the school has to wear a face covering. Indeed, everybody, frankly, right now should be wearing a face covering. And to add to that, obviously physical distance. So if those rules are followed, and if we can maintain and push down the numbers as we watch them in Illinois, then I would say that there can be in-person learning. And again, not for everybody. There will be kids whose families may have somebody with immunocompromised systems. And would be in danger if their child, who may not be immunocompromised, were to go to school, come home, and bring it home. So we have to be very, very careful. And this is not going to be a school semester like any other that I'm aware of. Just be prepared for that fact. It's just going to be that way no matter what. Even if we keep our numbers down, this virus has not gone away.
We have time for one more question.
Anything that you can say to businesses, obviously, they've been hit so hard around here, restaurants, bar
Yes.
owners, that are having trouble understanding when we should move to the next phase, what they should do. Is there any resources for them available right now? Some had reached out and said they were concerned that the numbers they're seeing are 2 weeks behind. Anything that you can say to them right now?
Well, I mean, first, I'm very glad that we've operated in a careful fashion to get them open, because you've seen what's happened in other states. They opened quickly, and then they had to close bars and restaurants. And there's nothing worse in business than to have to get shut down, open again. You put all the investment into getting open again, marketing that you're open, getting people to show up, and then having to close again. So that's not something that we want to have happen. So I would just say to every bar owner, every restaurant owner, every small business person, frankly, everybody in the state, we need to be extra careful and vigilant. If you own a bar or restaurant, make sure you are living by the capacity limits. I realize there's an incentive, to have more and more people. That's been historically your incentive. Let's have more people come to the restaurant or the bar. But right now, if that happens and there are outbreaks, you'll end up getting shut down, and you may end up shutting down all the bars and restaurants. And so right now we need to be extra careful, extra cautious. I know that that is a difficult thing to do when you're in business, but it is vitally important. And hopefully, because we have BIG grants, we have grants from the Department of Commerce that are available. We just instituted these. If people don't know about them, the BIG grants, $600+ million now of available dollars that came to us from the federal government to help with economic development, to help with businesses staying open. Please apply for those dollars. I'm happy to take, I know there are a couple other reporters, so I'm happy to take one more question. Just to,
Circling back around to the casino topic.
sure.
So, there was supposed to be a temporary casino opening at Giovanni's, and that would bring a lot of construction workers and a lot of people along with starting up the construction of the casino. Do you have any timeline as in terms of the temporary casino getting open and then going into
I'm sorry to say I don't. Again, the IGB operates in an independent fashion, and I know I really do get information like you do from the IGB. And my hope is, again, I want to get more jobs going. I want to get construction going. Construction is something that always was an essential function, an essential business, and so doing the construction itself is something that I'd like to see happen, no matter where we go in terms of the COVID numbers. So I'm rooting for you, and I would encourage the members of the IGB to get through that process.
Is the delay from COVID, is that what?
It is, yeah. There's nothing else about it that's it's not. Again, I'm not aware of what the internal conversations are at IGB. I'm not aware of any flags. That every casino that has a license before them is challenged with the COVID-19 delays. Yep. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
We're going to do a quick picture with you guys, and then after that, we're going to head over for the staff.
Wait, let me get this on.